Thorns draw Angel City in home opener. Search for answers on the field, Ariana Cascone, March 24, 2025. Ahead of the Portland Thorns' first game of the season at Providence Park, President of Soccer Operations and General Manager Jeff Aguz struck a positive note. "We think we have a team, whether it's with the injuries or without, that can compete to get into the playoffs," he told the media. "That's going to be the goal for the season. After the first two games of 2025, that goal has becoming that much more challenging." The team suffered a rough 3-1 loss on the road to the Kansas City Current before battling a subpar Angel City team to a 1-1 draw in front of the Rose City Riveters on Friday. These first two games have revealed expected question marks in the Thorns attack, and perhaps less expected ones in their midfield. Though Portland returned several of their key midfielders from last season, including new captain Sam Coffey and Hina Sugita, their midfield has been a central problem in both of their performances so far. In the first half of their match against Angel City, head coach Rob Gale deployed Coffey, Sugita, and Portland newcomer Dana Castellanos in the middle of the park. They couldn't get themselves out of their defensive third. They struggled to regain and retain possession as Angel City attacked in transition. When Portland did find themselves on the ball, they couldn't string passes together. Portland averaged 4 passes per shot sequence and made only 9 touches in the Angel City 18-yard box in the first 45 minutes. The average location of their midfielders could be a reason why the Thorns struggled to create and to stop Angel City in those zones. It's hard to build through the midfield if all of the players are occupying the same space. It's also hard to mitigate the opponent switching fields, which was evident throughout this match for Portland. Anytime Angel City made a long switch to change the point of their attack, Portland was on their back foot. The attacking sequence that led to Angel City's lone goal of the evening illustrates the point well. Here Angel City had a throw-in on their left flank. They ended up swinging the ball around the pitch in a 10-pass sequence before finally playing a ball centrally into the feet of Kennedy Fuller. At this point, the entire Thorns midfield, circled above, is beat. Fuller collects the ball. Coffey barely manages to challenge her, and she slots it past Portland goalkeeper Mackenzie Arnold to put Angel City ahead 19 minutes. Though Angel City only had 1 goal to show for it, from a chance only worth 0.4 expected goals. This was not the only time they worked Portland all over the field. While the midfield as a whole struggled, Sugita was still a bright spot. She consistently worked space in between the lines and found runs in behind the Angel City backline. Sugita led all Thorns players in touches, 68, completed passes, 44, carries, 32, and interceptions, 4. She won't be able to run this midfield alone, and players like Coffey, Moultrie, and Castellanos have yet to demonstrate an equivalent level of production. Castellanos was particularly ineffective going forward, logging only 25 touches past the Thorns' defensive third. She was tasked with sitting more deeply on Friday night. Castellanos played as false 9 and as a 10 during preseason and was generally more involved in the Thorns' attack than she was against Angel City. Why Gale resisted involving her in attack was surprising. 40% of her expected statistics for her entire 2024 season at Bay FC were generated in a game where she lined up as a false 9, according to American Soccer Analysis. Castellanos was Aguz's first major signing after taking the job in Portland. The club has signaled a belief in her abilities. Why isn't she being put in the best position to succeed? It's worth mentioning that Jesse Fleming's concussion on opening weekend left Gale with a spot to fill deeper in midfield. Regardless, Gale will have to reevaluate his tactical plan if Fleming misses more time. The Thorns managed to adjust as the match wore on, with Rylan Turner leveling the score in the 30th minute. Shortly after producing what would be Portland's best chance of they operated closer to the Angel City goal in the second half, shortening their average shot distance from 23.4 to 17.1 meters. Rookie Pietra Torden offered a lively presence in her brief substitute appearance, generating more than 0.4 xG on 2 shots per FB ref. The Thorns' defensive performance in the second half appeared to hold the line. The away side didn't get a shot off for more than half an hour between the 54th and 89th minutes. What wasn't apparent was whether this had to do with the quality of Portland's defense or lack of same from Angel City's attack. This now makes 2 consecutive seasons where Portland left significant points on the table to start the campaign. The club collected only 1 point from their first 4 matches last year, which eventually led to head coach Mike Norris move to a different role in Gale stepping in. A 6-game win streak was followed by only 2 victories in the team's final 10 games, resulting in their lowest table position since 2015. Does a similar fate lie in store for Portland this year? The Thorns are fielding one of the most overhauled youngest teams in the NWSL. Players on this year's roster accounted for only 44% of minutes played in 2024. Thanks to a slew of retirements, injuries, and transfers, it will take time for this new group to gel and iron out the kinks that plague their tactical objectives. The first games of the season are always a matter of getting settled in the National Women's Soccer League. But Portland's slow start is exacerbated by that amount of turnover. Augus's declaration of postseason soccer in 2025 is an ambitious one. If it is to be achieved, Gale and the players need to start clicking, and fast.